National Esports Association's collegiate esports programs can help you get in the game. If you are new to esports or have an existing program, we can take you from the minors to the majors. Turnkey tournaments from registration to live streaming to leaderboard. Professional casters bring live commentary to your fans. Collaboration with leaders in the industry like HyperX, Microsoft, and Ingram Micro. Esports is keeping students engaged in this new virtual world. The National Esports Association understands it's difficult to run programs in this new time of social distancing. We have turnkey events in Mario Kart, NBA 2K, Madden, Fortnite, Valorant, and Smash Bros. Plus, we can live stream entertainment to make it a fun, interactive event. Let us educate you and your team on the art of esports and help you get in the game. Play, win, repeat. The National Esports Association, helping shape the esport athletes of today to be the leaders of tomorrow.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the National Esports Association Collegiate League. We have a very exciting night of Fortnite action coming your way with Mercyhurst University out of Pennsylvania. So very excited to be getting into that action momentarily. My name is Chris Cunningham. I'm very excited to be here. Just hopping off of a plane and excited to get into some Fortnite action. So that's how we do it here. I'm pretty excited getting into the action here for another exciting collegiate event. And there's just been a lot of back and forth, especially on the Fortnite side of things. It's been really cool the last kind of time as I was nursing through an esports injury myself. We had a really cool event earlier on this month where we did see some of the collegiate players face off against some other players in our Extra Life tournament. But now with the college on the line, the collegiate side of things on the line here, we have a very solid list here in the double digits of players from Mercyhurst. So we're excited to be going ahead and getting into the action. But we'll be going ahead and getting into that in more detail for sure. One of the things, though, I know we are going to be looking forward to is going to be that national anthem. So just going to be getting some confirmation on that. We're going to be going to that relatively soon. But again, very excited to be getting into the action here with Mercyhurst University tonight and looking forward to seeing what we have in store. So we will be going to the national anthem right now, but we'll be back here in just a few moments after hearing this song. Hey, everyone. Welcome back. Appreciate you tuning in there to the national anthem. We're going to be getting underway here momentarily with the tournament. If you're not familiar with how this tournament works, I'll be going ahead breaking down the details of that all for you here in just a few moments. But very excited to be here with Mercyhurst University. If you're not kind of on a more macro level, kind of in the know about how the Fortnite League works, we have had so far 8 other universities been playing so far throughout this year. And honestly, most of them in the last several months. They've been racking up their score. I'll go through this scoring here in just a moment. And we have Columbus State, Tennessee, Martin, and SUNY Morrisville. They're going to be in some of the top spots in terms of some of the players and the league leaders. We'll have to see if anyone from Mercyhurst can go ahead and get into the action, get into some of those top spots here a little bit later on. But to kind of get into it here, I'm going to go back and look into the rules. Literally just had them queued up, and you got to love it when you literally lose your bookmark. But essentially, just want to welcome everyone there from Mercyhurst. We're going to be playing 5 games here of custom matchmaking. It's going to be regular solos, so not the arena. It's going to be the East region. And anonymous mode is going to be disabled, so you can report your scores using the form that was communicated to you in the group chat. It's going to be nascores.com/Fortnite/submit, and then got to find the extension off submit there. But you must be using the exact same email address you used when you registered, and if you get an error, you can go ahead and notify. I believe it will be Dave there in that chat. For any announcements, hope you're tuning in obviously to the Twitch stream here. That's where you're going to be finding all of the different announcements between rounds. There's custom matchmaking codes that will be distributed to you if they haven't been already prior to the start of each game. To use the custom matchmaking, you must choose the above game settings, and then in your game mode selection screen on the bottom right of custom options, you want to enter the code exactly as it's shown. You want to click OK and then return to the main menu and hit play to go ahead and join the queue for each round. You report your scores as soon as you're eliminated from the game. Take a screenshot of the game results in a backup just if you need to. And honestly, I highly recommend reporting your scores because that is how you will be eligible to win and be able to take advantage of any prizes, and also just bragging rights of being number 1. So you can view the leaderboard at nascores.com/Fortnite. That's going to be found there on stream as well. And good luck. We're going to be going into this first round here momentarily. So if you do have any questions, as Esports NEA just mentioned, the custom matchmaking code in Twitch chat, they'll be posted in the tourney chat group. So keep that in mind as we're going through. Man, I'll tell you what, as you're going to be going through the battle bus, you're going to be diving down and picking your specific territory. I already right now, I have like my ears are popping because I kind of dropped down pretty heavily coming from California right back to Las Vegas here in my home studio here for this event. So that'll be pretty exciting. So with that being said, I'm seeing Lohan there in the chat, or Lojan there. Appreciate you coming back. Lojan is going to be one of the players also, by the way, who has done relatively well for his respective school, Mount St. Mary College. Unfortunately, not going to be enough to break into the top 3 at the moment, but Lojan, though, was doing incredibly well there, not only for Mount St. Mary, was the Mount St. Mary Fortnite Collegiate Champion, but then also did play in some of the other leagues. So we do see the timer here on the screen. That is going to signify that we're going to be going into the game here momentarily. So keep your eye out on that. This is a great time now to go ahead, queue into the room if you haven't done so already. And yeah, I'm excited to see what we have going on. So from what I've heard so far, we have about 10 to 12 players or so, about a dozen here in this one for Mercyhurst. So the thing with that is that's a really solid size, very, very good size event. The one thing that just kind of comes down to the size a little bit is we've had some schools that have gotten around 20, 25 players. There is a bigger range in terms of their placement. But the one advantage to having a bigger tournament, just if in the event, like I think it was Tennessee Martin that had 20 plus, they were able to get more kills. So essentially for Mercyhurst, the big thing here is you are going to be able to capitalize on those placement points, being that it is a little bit of a medium-sized tournament, relatively speaking. But the one thing you're going to have to do incredibly well is you're going to have to get some kills. And obviously with only 12 players, that's going to be limited. So if you are trying to get some of those bigger scores and you do want to go ahead and go for kills, you're going to have to be getting a little scrappy here, as there's going to be a relatively spread out start to this tournament as the circles wind down. So it's just kind of a different way of thinking about it, but obviously kills are going to, eliminations are going to be such a big part of this. You're going to have to keep your eye out on that as we see the tournament progress. We're going into match number 1 of 5. So we'll see what will happen. We are going to be following on with Dave to start, and then whoever kills Dave is, I think, how it goes. So we'll have to see what will play out here over the course of 5 rounds. And that's the thing. You do have to obviously factor in consistency, but along with that too, you do have to factor in the nature of getting those good placements as well, getting those eliminations, and you can afford to have one relatively bad game that will still keep you in the picture going forward. So yeah, with that being said, I'm pretty excited to be getting into things here. It looks like we have about 126 seconds or so here at the moment. So with that being said, gonna go ahead, do a little 7th inning stretch right now, getting into the action. I'm a Mario Kart player at heart, but I do love to watch Fortnite. I don't trust myself playing it, but I do like to watch it. So we'll see what will happen here as things are going to go ahead and get going. But yeah, if you're in the chat, say hello. Happy to chat. I'm trying to keep this a little bit low key, conserve my voice. I can barely hear right now, but nonetheless, I'm really excited to see what Mercyhurst has to offer, and I'm really curious to see how they're going to stack up against, some of the other schools, because some of these other schools, they've had a very similar sized tournament. And, if there's a player here that can get into the teens with a 1,300, 1,400 score, you never know. There's a player that's popping off. They might be able to get into that top 3 overall. So let me just confirm here real quick.
Attention gamers, the battle bus is loading up in 60
all-powerful
seconds.
Tournament organizer, Dave, there. What's up? We're 1 minute out. Yeah. And is there anything on the line here tonight? Okay, I don't know if anybody heard him, but he did say $350 in gift cards available. So he can talk into my ear, and I'm just the messenger. So yeah, that's exciting.
Attention gamers, the battle bus is loading up in 30 seconds.
Tell you what, obviously stay safe, especially too if you're on campus, if you're doing it virtual. I work for a retail company as well as actually am focusing on esports through a variety of different things, and you need to obviously make sure that if you do have to travel,
Attention gamers,
you got to do so responsibly.
Loading up in 10 seconds.
Because I'll tell you what, it's crazy. Yeah, Gormy, there is a code that was pasted in the tournament chat group here. We're moments away from getting into this first game. So with that being said, we will be heading into that in just a little bit. So I can see the Battle Royale thing. Okay, yeah, now it just popped in. We're good. Sweet. So we are waiting for players. We have about 11 queued up right now. And if you happen to miss a game, that's fine. You'll be okay. Realistically, you don't want to miss more than one, though. So we'll see here how... Yeah, we've had players miss 3 games and win the tournament still. So that is something to keep in mind. I'm going to make sure here, too, that I have everything beefed up here, ready to go by the time we head into the action. Cool. So the chat room, all of the details regarding that, just so everyone's aware on the Twitch chat, that would be in the email that was sent to you based off of how you signed up. Yeah, it was in a digital ticket email to you. So keep an eye out for that email that came from NEA, and that will have all the details going forward from the action. So that being said, we're going to be thanking the bus driver. 11 players here in this one. We got Dave here with the Christmas lights. It's funny. I was spending a lot of time with some Christmas lights this week, going through different stores, making sure that they had their Christmas lights. And now Dave here is literally in the same Christmas lights that I spent like days working on. That's funny. No one will get that, but it's give me some PTSD. But this is one of Dave's favorite spots. I guess it's fair to say. Some of you are familiar in the chat, so this is nothing like a spoiler per se. This is literally just common knowledge if you have followed Dave before. So we're going to be getting things going here and making sure things are getting queued up and ready to go here in game number 1. Dave here is going ahead, getting some initial stuff. Looks like he has an assault rifle there, or that might be a burst. But going to be going ahead and popping out this chat. Oh no, so Dippy Gamer taking some fall damage early, didn't stick the landing. He is going to be out 11th. Very unfortunate in an early start here. It's kind of taking a deep breath, getting our bearings a little bit, but we're already down to 10. So now, this is another thing too. So if you did end up missing this first match, don't worry, because that means there's less players. There's less opportunities for some of these players to go ahead and get kills. And with Dippy Gamer, unfortunately, falling to his or her death, then that's also another less kill or elimination that anybody can have. So while it will help you in placements, it will not help you essentially with that multiplier. So interesting situation there. But we're going to continue on. 10 players left. Oh, yeah. So I will be down to share the formula for scores, just so I don't butcher it. It's a combination of, I believe, just off the top of my head, your placement minus 100. That determines how many points you get. And then it's, yes, 100 minus your placement. So, for instance, if you did get second, divided by placement. So it would be, let's just say you got second, for instance. That would mean 100 divided by 2. That would be 50 points. Now, that's assuming that you have 0 kills. Your score would be 50 there. But then if I'm mistaken, Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, that's multiplied by that number of eliminations. So eliminations plus 1. Exactly. So it's eliminations plus 1 if you didn't hear that. So for instance, if you got 0 eliminations, you add 1 to that. But for instance, if you did get 2 eliminations, for instance, then with that, wait, is that multiplied by 3? I don't know why my math is so bad. Yes, so that's going to be something to keep in mind as well. 0 kills, it's 1, but if you get 2 kills, it's going to be multiplied by 3, which would mean you get 150 points. In the example of getting second with 2 kills. So when you click the link that had me sign up for the chat room, it never put me in a chat room. Yeah, I don't believe you need to sign up for anything, Big Win Quinn. You just have to sign in or essentially just show up into the chat room there as a guest. But I can definitely, for you guys in the chat, I can definitely let Dave know for next time as we go into game number 2 for sure. We also did have another player fall off there. Just looking at the Twitch chat, it looks like we're down to 9 players. Dave here did migrate over from the weather station. You can see here he is building up his resources at the moment. Does have a shotgun, or submachine gun, what it looks like, I believe. And then he also does have that burst. So we're going to see what more Dave will kind of rack up here in the next couple of moments. He is kind of on an island right now, which is kind of hype to see, as he has now gotten close to 500 wood here so far. We go back into this helicopter. Yeah, so for Eco, yeah, if you say I'm on Xbox, I've entered the code that says I can't use custom matchmaking for regular slows. It's probably because that the game started prior to you entering the code. We're already in the match. So just keep an eye when the next one gets communicated. You're going to be able to go ahead and get that one in time. So this is the assault rifle here. Dave is going to be working there up on some bots here, and might even want to go and hack them. We'll see what he's going to do. We have 8 players left here now. We have less than 2 minutes until the storm closes. And so Dave here going to be going ahead getting some chug juice. Also, too, for Dave, one thing to point out, he does have 3 med kits as well. So that's going to be something to keep in mind as we are going to be going through. He is going to have that at his disposal. So a lot to look forward to here for Dave. He's kind of building his resources here now. And so he is slowly moving. We're about a minute away from the storm closing here at the moment. Dave does have a shotgun as well. So he's had that pulled out. He's kind of going back and forth. That's the pump shotgun. And so now going to be going here into this next area of the map. I believe he might even have some help behind him. Just looking at the map there as well. Dave here going to go ahead, keep farming at 650 wood. Oh, yeah. So one thing, too, guys, is you don't want to post the code in the chat. The game already started. The code changes every game. So if you post in the chat, I mean, it's just not going to work because we're already in the game. And yeah, that could be something as well too. That whether it's Epic or NEA, they could potentially ban you for doing that. So just be very careful. Right, you only want the verified people because this is a Mercyhurst University only tournament. So you don't want to be ruining the integrity of the tournament by just distributing the code to Twitch. It's just something you don't want to do. But we did lose another player. And so I'm not seeing that pop up in the kill feed, unfortunately. I did miss it because we have been having a relatively active Twitch chat, which is always good to see. So Dave here, just kind of chilling at Lazy Lake. We are going to be switching point of views in the event that something were to happen there to Dave. He does have a grenade there as well. Some chug juice. And has a lot of ammo there with that pump shotgun as well. Oh, yeah, Quinn, you're allowed to stream this yourself. Yeah, that's no problem. It's encouraged for sure, yeah. So definitely recommend it. And yeah, just kind of currently just getting into the thick of things here. It's just kind of naturally what happens when you have a 12-player or 11-player tournament. You know, we're condensing into the next circle. And it looks like, from what I'm seeing, that this could be a little bit more of an inland type of a thing. But, oh, man, Infinity or Xfinity 00, or I believe that's Xfinity 00. That's an interesting name. Kind of off of the cable company. Brings me back. Had to make me think about that for a second. We're going to be following Xfinity here, who just sniped out Dave pretty well. You can see here with that sniper rifle. Also has a shotgun, assault rifle. It's like a submachine gun there as well. Has some great resources here. Just taking down this helicopter. That player jumps. And now we're going to be going into another gunfight here. Xfinity looking to go for the snipe. small little build battle coming in. I don't think this is going to last very long. That player trying to build themselves out of this situation. So Xfinity just trying to break down that building from underneath him or her. And yeah, Gormy, I would try again after this game to get into the chat, because the staff will be able to help you. They're focusing on this game right now. But yeah, Shosh just continuing to connect. Might be just a savage move just to leave the player here without the helicopter, but not needed. That's going to be Casey Gamer Girl going down to X Infinity. So it's X Infinity 00 there, not Xfinity. That was a cheap plug on my part. But yeah, the media compared to some of the cable places out here, internet places, you gotta, I don't know where you'd rank them, but I know the Northeast has to deal with Xfinity. But X Infinity, though, he is the one on the move right now, has for sure some of the most kills. Not too sure. There were a few kills for the players in that 8th and 9th position there prior to Dave going down that may have been taken out. So already just 5 players left, a relatively wide circle here. This is going to be very big here for X Infinity. If he can kind of combine his shooting right now with a solid placement, he will be in great shape. Just currently has that opt-out, has some decent ammo. Resources are looking good too. Maxed out wood, brick, and metal there, all above 700. There's a player shooting from him from uphill. And it looks like for X Infinity, he is kind of running around sort of the rim of this updated zone. So players are going to have to move in here. You see that player there, some coverage behind the tree there at the top of the hill. And oh boy, this is going to be kind of unique. 34 seconds until the next closing here. So with X Infinity here, kind of at the outer edge of the circle, this is going to force some players here to move. Now for X Infinity, the interesting thing is when are you going to go ahead and when are you going to start building yourself? There was a player that went down. I didn't see it on the kill feed. Dippy Gamer saying, hopefully I can redeem myself next round. Yeah, I mean, there's more rounds. So you have one off round. You're going to be okay. 185 health here for, 175 health. I can't add. But 175 health here for X Infinity. Going to go ahead and get back up to full shield there with some of that chug juice. Is going to go ahead here now with a lot of ammo here in this assault rifle and try to work on this player. The storm is going to be closing in, so this player is kind of on the offensive right now, and this is allowing X Infinity to kind of push ahead as this player is forced to kind of rotate more into the zone. Kind of noticed there that where that player was looking at, kind of on the north side of the map, this player is going to have to come in a little bit more, or they're going to be stuck in the storm. And it looks like, yeah, the storm is just really close there to the edge of that ledge. So that player is safe at the moment up on the top. But we're going to be seeing X Infinity just kind of driving forward and going to meet this player head on. Going very aggressive. Now, I honestly haven't seen this player in a little bit, so I don't know if this player is still here, if they rotated, but oh yeah, they're trying to break away. They're trying, oh boy, and their back is turned. This is not good. They're building here. X Infinity, though, does have the high ground advantage. Oh no! X Infinity took some big hits now at 12 health here. Oh, and X Infinity is going to go down there. as Liger Taco eliminated somebody. Campana also taking out somebody. We're now down to 2. There were 2 players killed there, roughly the exact same time. Now, this player here has literally no health. It was just literally a gunfight. So I think it's going to be Ledger there with Campana.live. But the interesting thing is this player is going to have to heal up. And this zone is slowly coming to an end. So I think we might just see a battle here. This is kind of an interesting game the way it's playing out. This player again at 52 health, only 2 health with the 50 shield, so 52 in total. We do have kind of a unique situation with this body of water coming into play here in the zone. You see a little bit there of the Lazy Lakes building kind of getting caught in there as well. But this player going to go ahead and resort here to this house. Kind of get maybe some cover. Get some resources, maybe try and get a med kit or something. Oh, that's exactly what they needed. Oh, man. That's huge there for Campana. So now we're going to be seeing them kind of going for cover here, but they got to keep in mind that this circle is closing. So they're going to have to dive right back in. Oh, no, but that house went on fire. So Ledger ends up winning. Wait, okay, time out. Maybe Dave can bail me out here. Did that was a weapon, right? That was just used to light the house on fire? The fire trap. Wow. Oh, man. I literally just lost my voice because of that. Wow. Excuse me, everybody. That was crazy. It was a fire trap that ends up taking down Campana there. Later, they're going to get that last kill. And when those kills happened, they all happened in relatively close time. So, yeah, Alchemist, we went over scoring, but essentially it's going to be 100 divided by your placement. And then that's multiplied by your number of eliminations plus 1. So, for instance, if, like, let's just say Xfinity, he got second, but also had 2 kills. So that would be 50 placement points, 100 divided by 2, plus, or multiplying that by 3, essentially. So that would be 150 points. To 50 for the placement, 100 divided by 2, which is 50. Then you're multiplying that by 3, which is the 2 eliminations plus 1. Now, I don't know. That's just a thing in regards to, just an example. I don't know how many kills specifically that Xfinity had, but that's how you would go about going ahead and calculating that. So Ledger Taco there, 300 coming in first. Going to be 2 eliminations and getting first. So that's a big score there, kind of on pace for 1,500. Xfinity getting 4 eliminations in third place. So that's also what allows him to be in second here provisionally. Campana there getting 2 eliminations there in second just shows how crucial getting that extra kill was. And then only Mangu there going to be there with 25, fourth place, but no kills. We do see a Ledger Patch. That's another thing there as well. So I don't know if that's a clan or a team, but yeah, 5th place there, but no eliminations. And then we have Hobie Mel there getting 8th, Alchemist there in 9th, and Bar Down there in 10th. And so Dippy Gamer, definitely recommend going ahead putting your score in. I know that you had things kind of go a little bit south a little bit early on there, but definitely would recommend going and getting your score in there for sure. But an incredible first round. Cool. So yeah, so it is a clan. That's always exciting to see. I'm in a clan as well. So Dippy is saying invalid info on the score, but I would just go ahead and put in your name. We are going to be about 5 minutes away here now from this next game, so highly recommend going into that chat and getting that code. Remember, do not post the code here on Twitch. just go ahead and get into the lobby from using that code. And Dave will be around here to help you there for the next several minutes. And so Dippy, they're going to come in there with 9 points. So that's good to see. And yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have one player that didn't end up putting their score in, but whoever you are, definitely would recommend. Oh, that's Casey. Casey Gamer Girl. Definitely recommend you putting your score in too. So go ahead. If you haven't done that already, go ahead and enter your score in. So that way you'll be eligible for the tournament standings. If not, no worries. But you do see there that it's going to be all Legger Taco that is going to be in the lead there on that one. So I'm just kind of curious for you guys in the clan, am I one, pronouncing it right? And then two, what's the significance and how did the clan name come to be? Because I'm a part of a clan too, and we kind of just thought of our name just spur of the moment, I guess. And I'm honestly surprised. I thought it was a joke, but now it has like some serious staying power. So I'm kind of curious, just the genesis story of the clan. We're about 200 seconds or so away from getting into the action here. And it does look like I'm a little bit possessed when I'm looking at the camera and it's chroming out my glasses. But tell you what, I've had contact lenses in like for 24 hours the last 5 days. And I'm working on a pair of blue light lenses. So definitely recommend it too if you're trying to save your eyes from video games. Blue light lenses, way to go. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this is all going to play out. We are very close to getting in the action here, just a little bit under 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes or so. And yeah, great time if you do need to get some Red Bull or energy drinks, go ahead, do that. I'm curious to see how this next one's going to go. I kind of like the pace of play from the group that we're seeing so far. So it's very interesting to see. Ooh, leisure. Okay. It's like borderline French. Pronounced leisure, and the name came from our friend who gave the nickname to his dog. So we gave that nickname to all of our dogs. Then it kind of became our friend group name over time. See, that's cool. I just don't get. So the one thing I don't understand is like, if you all have your dogs around, well, I guess none of your dogs are all around at the same time, right? So, okay, that's actually really cool. So leisure, yeah. So that's like French. Leisure patch. Leisure taco. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I know there's a few players there that are looking to get into the chat. So I know we're aware of that and working with you there. But already going to be getting things situated here relatively soon. And as you can see...
Attention gamers, the battle bus is loading up in 60 seconds.
At the top of your screen. Yeah, I don't believe that there is a login. That's something I don't see, or else I try to help. I'm just here casting. But we have Taco there, 300. X Infinity there, 166. Campana there, 150. Only Mangu there, 25. Leisure. Hatch, 20. So Casey Gamer Girl.
Attention gamers, the battle bus
I know
is
did
loading
post
up in 30 seconds.
her score, but Dippy means foolish in a different language. Well, that's cool. Dippy Gamer. So that is the top 10 there in the top left of your screen. We're moments away from getting in.
Gamers, the battle bus is loading
yeah, I'm
up
looking
in
forward
10
to seeing what's going to happen here in game number 2. We'll have to see if there is going to be any changes in the standings as we're going to be progressing into this next game. Time will tell. Right now, it does look like Patch is on pace for a 1,500, which is at the moment going to be good enough for third place overall. It's just going to be very difficult given, you know, the number of players here. So we got Alchemist. My username is Alchemist. I used to be a nerd. Look at Alchemist. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. So we're going to be getting back into things here. Going to be on board with David. $12 players in here now. So one more than before. And we're just going to get ready and get queued up and ready to go into this match. Always a good time to get some dance moves busted out. That is a really cool banana. Just want to say. We got a banana in action. That's kind of hype. But now the bus is here. We're going to thank the driver. Always necessary to go ahead and thank the driver before you dip off. 12 players here in this one. And where is Dave going to go? Is he going to go back to his favorite place? Ooh, different spot here looks like for Dave. He's going to be going to Iron Man Land. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen here, who he might encounter on his way to this drop. Here we're starting game number 2. Dave has gone inside this building. Ooh, gonna get a decent pull there from that first set of loot. I believe that is a sniper. No, burst assault rifle, excuse me. I can't see. Pistol, med kit, some juice. Dave kind of circulating around. Remember, being at Stark Industries, there is the chance he will encounter Iron Man. Keep your eyes peeled. Dave does have that med kit. He does have a lot of things there at his disposal. Dave trying to knock out that camera, but he might have just revealed his location. There's another treasure chest there. He's going to go ahead and really get some solid ammo there for his assault rifle and that pistol. So that could be a pump shotgun. My eyes are deceiving me here at this point. But one of the robots does go down. Another camera going down there as well. Getting some wood there on the ground. Dave is just kind of vibing here at this point. Yeah, there is no Iron Man. The robots, though, are giving him a little bit of trouble. I don't know if maybe it was because of the update, if there was an update. I recall. Okay. Bless you. So Dave's just kind of circulating around. And this is just the point in the map where things are going to be a little bit slower. But as you can kind of tell, things kind of are going to be heating up once we get to 6, 7, 5 players or so. Definitely becomes a lot more unique, for sure. Another robot down there. And I think that is... No, that's not the man of the hour. That's another robot there who was shooting at Dave. We're just kind of staking out here at the minute. Dave going to go ahead. Now get up to 200 HP. Ooh, he does have a shotgun now in there. Green shotgun. Still just some more robots here that he's taking down. And now we wait. Nobody has died yet. So we're just kind of waiting. Seeing who will be the first to drop. That robot there that was up on that level was the hacked robot, so Dave just kind of didn't give them any attention because he had no reason to. Ooh, legendary burst rifle. But yeah, no sign of Iron Man. Maybe he just doesn't want to come out and play today. Who knows? But already, still nobody down yet. The storm is going to be closing here in 3 minutes. 2.5 now. So it does look like there is some action coming from the fence. Dave's trying to get a handle of what's being shot at. That's my. And it looks like there is a robot there that is shooting at Dave, but there's more kind of coming at a diagonal angle here. So something is going on. No sign of Iron Man there. No sign of another player just yet. And Dave is in this outer edge of the circle here. Oh, but there is another robot going down. But yeah, so the outer ring here is going to keep Dave contained here inside of Stark. He will eventually have to rotate in the next zone or two. Ooh, third med kit there. That's huge for Dave. A little bit of sitting and waiting here at the moment. Oh, excuse me. I thought I muted my cough button, but apparently not. Didn't get to it in time. Dave's still just kind of circulating right now. No sign of Iron Man. And nobody is down yet either. So all 12 players still alive. Hey. Set of XP there for Dave. Little chug splash there for him, so that's good. The storm is going to be shrinking here in another 2 minutes. Dave is going to also have to think about where to go to, where to move. So this is really kind of escalating a little quickly here for Dave, as he is going to have an exit strategy here. Figure out where he's going to want to go to. He is going to go ahead and, guess, zip line or trolley his way down here. So we're going to see where he's going to move to. There's a jetpack there. Dave also at 334 wood, kind of building up that metal now. He is pretty close to the outside edge of the next zone, so in some decent positioning here at the moment. Uh-oh, X-Infinity saying his computer crashed. That could be a little bit detrimental. See if he can get back into the lobby. Nobody has gone yet or has been taken out or eliminated. There's another player right there. Dave just trying to get something off to no avail. And some more robots coming into the fray here as well. There is a little bit of action going on here now as we're going into the next zone. Not only with the robots, but some other players potentially looming overhead here. Dave's just got to be a little bit careful not to be, like, I guess, third party by a legitimate player in this situation. That's what happened last time with X-Infinity coming into the picture. So we'll see. This could really be a unique situation here. Dave going to go back to the outer rim here of this zone. Going to be picking up a few more things here. The storm is closing in, so Dave is safe, at least for the moment. Yeah, Dave just told me not to jinx it. Which I get. I get it. So. But yeah, Dave, this is not Mario Kart. This is Fortnite. I'm going to stay in my lane. Because it's a different game. It's Fortnite. There's a lot. I have a lot of respect for players that play Fortnite. There's another player down there. Dave here does have the high ground. I believe that could have been a different player than previously, but Dave here getting some decent shots off at the moment. So Dave is going to have his hands full here, I think, as he's trying to get some more shots fired away here at this other player. Ten players left. We did have 2 players go down. Oh, and it looks like Patch has taken out Bar Down. So now we are down to 9. Dave is still alive here, though. But also keep in mind, we do have $350 in gift cards on the line. Dave is ineligible from that since he does work with NEA. So better chance for anybody else to go ahead there. Likely in the top 2 for sure, potentially 3. Dave would know here. He's kind of in a little bit of a gunfight right now there with this other player who is built all the way up to this ledge here of this this hill here. So already you can see the evening is now. And that sky has just changed a little bit of a color as the storm is approaching. Dave, though, is just going to continue on. He's already had 2 kind of skirmishes there with another player, but he's going to stay content here and just stay in the zone. He's finding so many players hovering around, and we're now down to 7. Player there right over the other edge of that ledge. Dave, though, not in the best position as he was resource-wise compared to last game. Yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see, I guess. What will happen? Oh, Dave here in a position to third party this fight. Dave has to just be careful not to get fourth party here. If that's even a word. But yeah, let's gonna let them fight it out. Play a little bit passively. That's always a good call. As far as placement goes, keep that in mind. But as far as eliminations go, that is not good. But Dave here really trying to break this fight up here a little bit, going between his sniper and his assault rifle. I think there is another player there to his right side. We'll have to see. There is another player gliding in. So there's a lot of action here as another player did go down. I don't know why I'm not seeing that on my left-hand side, but maybe I'm just paying attention to the action. There's a lot of players congregating here. This storm is about to close, so the zone is going to get a little bit more narrow for sure. We're seeing a lot of players congregating here right around this fight. But yeah, this zone, especially too, as you can see with some of the ledges and the hills, probably one of the more unique zones we've seen here in the Collegiate League. So Dave is going to be rotating here. The storm is now going to be approaching, but he does have a little bit of clearance because he's on an edge where he's going to be able to outrun it. Now Dave back here in the zone, kind of right by this ledge. Oh, there's another player right there. Dave trying to take him down, but no! It is going to be Patch that takes him down. I thought Dave was getting some clean hits there, but Patch got... Yeah, Patch actually was the third party. There was another player there, so that's what you talk about. There's just so many players right there. So now Patch here has the opportunity. Now he's in the fight here with this other player that Dave was originally fighting with. Yeah, because I saw a little bit of a darker, game skin-wise player here. Now we got this Diadelos Muertos type of player here in action. And there you see, this is the player Dave was fighting with, and that is going to be Patch taking out Casey. And then also Dippy Gamer, I think, went down as well. So, by the way, Casey Gamer Girl, you're going to have to report your scores, by the way. You've been playing pretty well, but hadn't seen your score from the first game. Dave, I would also just maybe mention that to her, too. Yeah, because definitely want to keep her in the mix. But for Patch, he is the defending champion. 3 players left. I don't know if X Infinity did go down as a result of that crash or if he or she is still in this one as well. Oh, man, Big Win Quinn goes down. It's going to be Hobby, I should say. Hobie and Patch. This is going to be big here for Patch. If Patch can manage to take down Hobie, you see that big build there. We're really coming down to the wire here on the closing end of this round here. A little bit of waiting. You can see there's some loot there. And you got to think that maybe Hobie is waiting for Patch. It's going to be a smart move from Patch going right around the rim here of this zone. Oh, but that player was up at the top of the hill. Patch now down to 90. Wow, what a good job there by Hobie. Patch is in a really... Whoa. There you have it. That's how quick Fortnite can end. Hobie there with an incredible job playing possum there, but Patch able to get the job done and able to go ahead and get a series of kills there towards the end. And wow, there you have it. 2 for 2 there for Leisure Patch. As we're going to be going into this next game, I'm really curious to see. I'm going to go click and see what the scores are there. Taco, though, see, they got 10th place. So that's kind of a little bit unfortunate. They're provisionally in the lead as we're waiting for players to update their scores. Campana, who did get second with 2 eliminations, got 8 with 1. So unfortunate there, but currently they're provisionally in second. As far as Xfinity goes, his or her computer crashed, hasn't reported their score there. We got Hobie there with 1 elimination in second place and a 100-point game there for Hobie. So that's going to put Hobie there into 5th overall. Dippy getting a really solid result. I think that maybe your first game was entered twice. So just something to keep in mind because your second game shows up as your third. I'll let the team know. But Dippy Gamer, just a duplicate entry, but going to be at 69 points instead of 78, I think. Yeah, so that doesn't really change the placement. Just and then Mangu there getting 9th place. Dave there gonna be consistent with the 6th and 7th. Bar down getting 2 10ths. Alchemist fortunately getting 12th there in that one, and Eco going to be getting 7th there in that one. But Patch as well. Oh, actually, I take that back. Excuse me, because it was Taco that ended up winning the first one. So Taco there, right? Because Patch got like a mid finish. So Patch ends up going from like, well, I'll look at Taco first. Taco got first in the first game with 2 eliminations, then ended up getting 10. So that's unfortunate there. But Patch, though, getting responding back from a 5th place finish with 4 eliminations in a first. So really well done there by both of the Lager players there who ended up really capitalizing there in that one. So you can see the top 10 there on your screen. I know Casey hasn't been reporting her scores yet, but basically those are the updated scores here now, as it is going to be Patch there with 520, kind of on a 260 pace. So 260 times 5, it's... Yeah, well, we'll have to see if someone's going to break into the top 3. Regardless, though, you are all playing against each other. We got Big Win Quinn there coming in pretty strong, and I believe this was Quinn's first game. So 3rd place, 3 eliminations, 133. That's all it takes, everybody. You miss a game, you're right back into it with a solid game. But now we are going to have to see how, if anyone can take down the Leisure players. They're up at the top of the leaderboard. Panna not having the best game number 2. X Infinity. Let's see where X Infinity ended up. The X Infinity hasn't reported their second score yet, so that might change. We'll have to see from the game crash where X Infinity ended up. But yeah, I mean, those are the current scores now. I think there are a few players that haven't gotten their scores in, but those will update once they go ahead and they put their scores in. So be curious to see how that's going to work. But Patch and Taco really kind of running away with it. And I think those 2 players are going to have to go and really take some things. Oh, they're going to have to probably fight between themselves, in my opinion. But I'm really curious to see how they are going to go ahead and do. But yeah, going to be going into this next game here in just under 200 seconds. So we'll see what is all going to play out here and transpire momentarily. Yeah, so I think X Infinity did make it. Oh, so that would make sense. So didn't end up playing that game, which is unfortunate too. You hate to see it, but we're going to go ahead into this next game here momentarily. And yeah, I'm really curious to see the battle between Patch and Taco. There are going to be other players that can go ahead, take them down. But we have had 2 different winners here, but we do have 3 more games to go. We're about an hour in, And we're definitely going to have about, an hour, hour and a half more for sure of action. So this is going to be exciting to see who's going to take this one down. But the Leisure players looking pretty strong there in the top two. I'm going to go ahead, take a swig here of my energy drink. Keeping things fresh and focused. But yeah, we'll see how things are going to be working out. Oh yeah, Casey, thanks for following. It's not allowing you for some reason, but I can't get my results through. Fourth with no eliminations. Okay, and I know you placed somewhere as well in the first game relatively well. So if you do have any questions about that, then and you're in that group chat, let Dave know. But Horse Dolphin, what's up? Appreciate you being here. I know Lohan was in here. And yeah, I mean, it's been kind of cool seeing some of the other players. I mean, yeah, Tennessee Martin was a school that honestly just destroyed the rankings in both Fortnite and Mario Kart. The Mario Kart, for the record, for most of those records are still up. I believe 2 out of the 3 are. For Fortnite, though, the overall leaderboard, it's Swaggy in first from Columbus State University, then Preds World there from Tennessee Martin, and then Off the Wall there from SUNY Morrisville. But yeah, Tennessee Martin with Preds World, Smith
gamers,
Boy, Fantasy, all doing a really solid job. And then also, too, you got to factor in that guest player that we had. Pretty exciting. We did end up having a pro player that does go to the University of Tennessee at Martin end up play, but he just decided not to go ahead and report his scores. It was his prerogative, but just because he wanted to have an amateur champion. But yeah, it's really cool. Player, you want to look it up.
Attention
from
gamers,
Energy Esports.
the battle bus is loading
Joined us
up
there
in
for
30
that one.
seconds.
So pretty exciting to see. And we are just about 30 seconds or so away from getting into the action here for another edition here of, well, now round number 3 here with Mercyhurst. So
Attention
we're going to
gamers,
see what
the
will
battle
happen.
bus is
I'm
loading
looking
up in
forward
10
to it.
seconds.
These zones have been really unique, and I'm curious to see how this third one's going to go. But that being said, who is going to be the one to take down the Leisure players? Patch and Taco, I think both of them had some relatively speaking, because there's 12 players. I mean, getting a top 5 is great, but out of 12 players, you could borderline call that inconsistent. One of those two, they're gonna continue fighting for it. If there's going to be other players that can play spoiler, that's going to be important to watch as well. So keep that in mind. As we're going ahead and getting warmed up, I will be back just about 20 seconds here. Going to go ahead, stock up on some caffeine, and get ready as we go in here to this next round. Be right back. All right, back, and we're seeing some dancing. The sky looks phenomenal. It's funny, too. I was playing, I'm a pro Mario Kart player by trade. And someone always just said, we got our little dance meetup here going on. Look at the sky. Look at the texture in the skies in some of these games. It's really kind of cool. Definitely one of the more underappreciated elements of the games, in my opinion. Is the sky textures and all that stuff. So Dave here going to a different place here, and man, this is kind of cool. This reminds me of where I was at. We're going to Sweaty Sands. I literally just came back from the beach today, so this is a view that I know a lot about, but I was working. I wasn't able to kind of relax. But it is kind of cool seeing. I really enjoyed it too when Epic Games added the go-kart track into into Fortnite. That was kind of hype. And also, I do want to thank the chat as well for some of the Tennessee Martin players, from some of the players from other schools that are, providing some support here to Mercyhurst. Fortnite is actually not too hard to commentate, to be very honest, if anyone's ever aspiring to cast video games. But, there are some nuances to it, and you do need to know, obviously, some of the differences in between seasons, kind of how the Marvel universe has kind of impacted this season a little bit. But my style, just because I do come from the racing background, is a little bit more unique. But thank you, everyone, for putting up with me, especially, too, after being slightly jet lagged. But I'll tell you what, I can't wait for the next intercollegiate event, whatever that may be, even if it's not technically an intercollegiate event. Bar Down, unfortunately, going down by Big Win Quinn. And man, Big Win Quinn, say that 5 times fast. Holy cow, what a name. By the way, very original, and I like it. But 100% a tongue twister. Very solid job there. Again, missed the first game, but I think I don't know. This is the problem too. I only have one monitor. Got to fix that at some point. But Big Win Quinn, though, is in 5th overall. So, yeah, so that's something to keep in mind. It looks like, Xfinity did end up getting 13th there. Oh, no, wait a second. That wasn't 13th, this one. I believe that was in the last game. Yeah, just because they didn't end up getting populated. But we'll see. It's very nominal change in the standings there as well. But Big Win Quinn is already in the top 5, only playing 1 game, getting an elimination right off of the bat. That's pretty solid. Ooh, so there is going to be a public holiday charity tournament in December. I'm personally curious as to when that's going to be too, because I'll be visiting family, but I for sure kind of do want to see. I mean, the collegiate Fortnite community here at NE8 it's pretty solid, and a lot of that you do got to give a shout out there to Tennessee Martin for just the absurd and unwarranted amount of energy that they have, which is a positive thing, by the way. Definitely appreciate, you all supporting different, charity and initiatives and some of the other schools playing. So keep an eye out on that. If I can get involved in some capacity, I'm down. I just know that I'll be visiting family in Boston. Which by what? Ooh, karting for kids is coming back too. That's exciting. That'll be supporting the Extra Life campaign as well. Even if I don't have my studio set up, I will find a way to make it work. Assuming that I'm not traveling. The best part is too, I will say this, just being here in the Pacific time zone, I know all of you, for the most part, you're in that, well, if you're from University Tennessee Martin, you might be central, but Mercyhurst, Erie, Pennsylvania, really cool town in Pennsylvania. You're all East Coast. There's pros and cons to it. The one cool thing I will say about the Pacific time zone is that if you are a sports fan, your day isn't consumed by sports because you can just wake up, watch the game, and go about your day. East Coast, it's a little bit different. But everything else about the East Coast time zone I do like better, but besides sports. Yeah, and that's something too. Dave was just mentioning in my ear that Erie's down the highway because they're based out of upstate New York as well. So cool to see. Oh, and Horstolfen, Dave said, hell yeah. So Dave is going to try and go secure that dub. There are 11 other players. At this point, it's more about just building your resources, just kind of taking everything in. I mean, I'm not one to, see, one thing in college too, and this is kind of a necessary thing, you all have those assignments and those projects where you just kind of, I'm not going to say it, but you kind of finesse it, you elaborate, you BS it a little bit. But, you obviously got to take in the fact that, if you're a college student, you can kind of read through that. Maybe sometimes the professors can or they cannot. I would think, given how smart they are, that they probably can. But why am I losing my train of thought? But essentially, I was going to make a point, and I just completely lost the point because there's a player coming into Dave's screen right now, going head on here into this helicopter. But, oh man, Dave is getting some damage done there to the helicopter at least. This player is retreating. Dave kind of trying to clip that antenna a little bit. This helicopter be going down. Dave is exposed though, so he is going to have to kind of make a decision here. So Dippy says, yeah, taking a second to say how true. Oh yeah. So you might have like a project, but I don't know what the ending point was. I mean, basically there was a line I learned where, if you kind of are the ones finessing a project, elaborating it, whatever you want to call it, you can't read. Other college students will read through it and they know what you're doing. Curious if the professors will. But I honestly don't know where I was going with that. I had a really good point I was trying to make. But I also am sensitive that, everyone's been there too, like with the project. So y'all know what I'm talking about. But man, I don't, that player was coming on that helicopter threw me off because we're here for esports, not here really to talk about school, the assignment portion of it. That's for sure. Dave here though is slowly but surely getting some resources. He's relatively good on ammo for the time being. Has the chug splashes, has the jugs as well. I think I just got to write it off, Dippy Gamer. I don't remember. But right now, Dave is sitting content here on the outside edge of the zone. About a minute and a half away now from this zone coming into play here and kind of consolidating a little bit. And it'll come back to me at some point. Don't worry. But I just am excited though, because I definitely would want to be a part of it, even if I don't have my setup, and if I'm in Boston, get a cameo appearance from my niece. She knows she can be the guest commentator. Kind of sitting and waiting. That's the thing with a 13-player room. It's going to be a little bit more spread out. It's going to be a little bit more strategic. You're going to have to spend your time wisely before you engage with anyone, just kind of building things up. So it is, not going to lie. Oh, that's what I was saying. I'm not going to BS everybody. It's going to be naturally slower before we get into the action. Dave, pretty adamant that there is somebody here in this house. He says he can hear their footsteps. So, that's just one of the things. I'm not going to embellish before we get into the action. Everyone should be aware of that. It's a 12-player room, 13-player room. But now that we are kind of getting things going, we're going to get things going. Dave here. Found him. They're wedged into the corner of the house. That was going to be the player he was fighting with last round as well. Bounce pad going up. Another bounce pad. Dave trying to get something going. It doesn't look like anything's landing so far. Oh, does get a shot for 28 off. This player just trying to bounce their way out of this one. And I want to say that maybe that's... I feel like I'm wrong. That might be Casey. Oh, Warzone tournament? Yeah, Warzone's pretty hype, actually. Not going to lie. You know what's funny, Alchemist, is it's funny because I'm involved in some esports stuff. We do have another caster named Jason involved in some esports stuff. This gunfight is still going on. There could be a potential third-party situation coming into play here. 8 players left as well. It's funny. Everything is kind of literally just happens all at the same time with this group. It's very funny because all of a sudden there's, 10, 11 players left. Now there's 8. But yeah, we were talking about Warzone though as a possibility. Not me specifically, but Dave here going to get hit with a little bit. Now this player here coming down. Oh no, Dave didn't get anything lined up. We've seen this player before. I think this might be one of the laser players here. A lot of building going on. Dave kind of circulating out. This player building up here with some of their wood. Dave is at about 151. This build battle is going to continue here. Dave really not with a whole lot of coverage, but this player kind of building up that high ground, has that advantage. And this is really going to hurt Dave. A little worse for wear. That's going to be Xfinity back in action there with the pump shotgun. Yeah, it kind of caught him peeking and made him pay even with the lower ground. So Xfinity well within the zone now, trying to move on ahead. It's going to be a little bit interesting for Xfinity. Yeah, Casey ended up getting eliminated there in 9th. So yeah, and Xfinity here has a little bit of this whiter colored character. So Xfinity though, he was given last place points. His internet did crash. It's not going to be super nominal anyways. But Xfinity here is in 4th. 3rd place with 4 eliminations there in game 1, but unfortunately didn't even play a factor into game number 2. So we'll see how things will play out for Xfinity. This really with Xfinity and Big Homie, or not Big Homie Quinn. I'm thinking of this guy that I play Mario Kart with named Big Homie Keith. Big Win Quinn. Yeah, that's it with the with the tongue twister. Big Win Quinn and Xfinity could play spoiler here. But time will tell. I mean, we still have 2 more games following this one. So if anything were to happen, we'll have to see what player it's going to come from, because those laser players, they both got to win a piece. There is another player you can see there at the bottom of the hill. Oh, hit for 105. What a big hit there. 7 players left. Xfinity here on the move. We already know Xfinity is just so good from sniping. The 2 games Xfinity really played a factor in. Oh, there's another player. Third-party situation could come into play. Oh, no, those are the robots. Okay. There is 1 player there, though. Dippy there taken out, though. Some more Stark robots coming in. There's another player there off in the distance in that corner, I think, as well. I don't think Xfinity saw it, but there could be a third-party situation here on this ledge. And this is what's just so interesting about some of the zones we're seeing are kind of unique, but all the players are kind of converging, trying to just undercut themselves from getting those kills, which is smart because kills are so valuable, you know, that it's actually forcing all the players to rush in and not just have third-party situations, but just multiple individuals trying to just fight for the same kill. Kind of like a school of fish or like some piranhas in the water. About a minute away here from the next zone. This is really going to intensify things. 6 players left. I have a feeling that there might be somebody picked off here in the next 25 seconds or so. Keep an eye out for it by the 25-second mark. There's a lot of builds going on here. All these players are going to have to rotate in. And for the players that are already in the zone, they're going to have a little bit of an advantage because these players are going to have to rotate here pretty soon. And right about now, Now's going to be the time I think maybe one of these 6 players might get picked off. But they're all still, to their credit, they're playing pretty passively and strategically. But we could see something happen here during this rotation. For Xfinity, he's going to have to be the one that moves a little bit closer. Just taking his time. There's another skirmish there between a player. Pretty easy to point out when all the Stark robots that have been hacked or hijacked essentially are coming with him or her. But Xfinity here is on the move. There is a supply drop there. Loot crate here in action. Not a whole lot being taken. I mean, the Xfinity here, or Xfinity, excuse me, has about 800 and change combined between wood, metal, and brick. Hardly any brick, but a decent amount of wood and metal left. 5 players. I completely missed who got picked off there. You see some more players rotating over here behind this house. Oh, man. Xfinity here. Xfinity, excuse me. This isn't a Comcast advertisement, I swear. Interesting name. And very highly coincidental. But this player here has just pigeonholed himself. And... oh, that player died. I don't know if Xfinity got them. It was actually Patch that ended up getting them. But now Patch is gone. So just like that, now we're down to the final 4. And we lost about 2 players. There's another player there coming in from the other end. This house is going to be very value-added real estate here. As I'm still trying to process what's going on, but there's so many players here that are coming into the fray. This looks like this could be an interesting piece of action here as Xfinity there does end up taking out Eco. Ledger gets shotgunned by Campana there at the very end. Now it's going to be Campana here in Xfinity fighting it out as this is literally just down to the wire. And these kills just happen in 2 different areas, but we've been seeing that time and time again. They're just happening so quickly. So now Campana there in that other end. This build battle is now going to force Xfinity to move over. Oh no, but a little bit exposed. And that's going to do it. That snipe there to Campana. Xfinity is going to win. Having that crash issue takes down Campana, going to be getting a series of eliminations there. Xfinity wins and peeking the wrong way. And that's how Xfinity has really been able to take advantage here in this tournament. And this has got to be one of the more unique sets of engagements I think we've seen here. It's really kind of just interesting compared to some of the other tournaments we've had. Granted, you know, they've been hype in their own individual waves, but the way that these engagements are kind of taking shape are really kind of unique. As we're going to be going now into the scores here. Still a lot of time for players to go ahead and put their scores in. We see Patch here still in the lead there, getting 1 elimination, 5th place overall. So still staying, I will take that back, relatively consistent, but the top 5 with 1 kill is only going to net Patch 40 points. Taco, though, 3rd place there with no kills, and that's actually going to put him even a little bit farther behind. But look at this. Xfinity moves into the lead with a 900-point game with 8 eliminations. And just like that, makes up for the crash issue with dead last, 0 eliminations, only 7 points. But just like that, this game with 1st place and 8 eliminations, 900 points. And that is how you get right back into the game. So Xfinity there with that win has now really dramatically just taken over. And it wasn't so much the win as it also was the 8 eliminations. Campana having a great run there, getting another elimination, 2nd place. That's 100 points there for Campana. Campana actually getting the 2nd best score there overall out of that game. Big Win Quinn, unfortunately, goes down in 6th with 2 eliminations. So Big Win Quinn is going to stay in the top 5. Hobie gets 10th place there, unfortunate, with no eliminations. Dippy ended up getting 7th there, getting picked off. Mangu there, 12th place there for Mangu. Eco there, going to be getting 4th place, but no eliminations. It was all just taken up there by X Infinity. So now X Infinity has responded, and now X Infinity is going to be the one going and taking this lead pretty dramatically. So there is the chance now. Let me just recenter myself. Is this the right way? Yes, it is. I was leaning to the left to look at the scores. But yeah, time now to go ahead, get into the action here for round number 4. And yeah, it looks like misclick. Taco just got the boot. That's funny. But yeah, it's not really funny, but it kind of is, but it's not. But you're unsuspended now, and that's what matters. But we're going to be going into this next round here, round number 4 here, just a little bit. Let's see if the Laser guys can keep up with X Infinity. You know, that misfortune there for X Infinity really kind of made him a sleeper going in to game number 3, as he did get second there to Taco in that first game, but now has opened the door wide open. 500 points roughly separating and change between first and second. It's now going to be up to the Laser players to get multiple kills and really farm some kills in the next couple rounds to have a chance to win this one now overall. Or what they're going to do is they're going to be battling it out for second and battling it out for that prize pool between themselves. So we'll have to see if first is kind of out. I think that there is, with this going to be now our 4th game. It's really going to come down to this next round to see if that gap can be shrunken. But if X Infinity is able to go ahead, get multiple kills, and also get another top finish, you never know. That could be it. It's going to be a little bit unfortunate. But for X Infinity, though, even with that issue there in game number 2, going to be able to have all of the power they need to go ahead, put this one away if they get a good result here in this matchup. That being said, time to rehydrate with some slurp juice of my own. But we'll see what happens. I'm excited for this. This is going to be the game where we're going to need to see the Laser players step up, or anybody step up for that matter, if they're going to want to go ahead and take one down. I personally haven't seen a 900-point game yet. I don't know if Dave maybe could correct me if he's seen it otherwise. I've only maybe seen about, have you ever seen a 900-point game? Maybe once. Well, that's the other thing too, because we had for Tennessee Martin, we had a player that didn't report their score, and honestly, they could have maybe gotten a 900 or 1,000-point game, but it's very rare. And that player who ended up being Benchy Fishy from NRG just didn't want to play for the prize for right reasons. Obviously it would have been just a different league.
Attention gamers,
if he
the
had
battle bus
played
is
for
loading
the
up
prize.
in 60 seconds.
That was his choice, but we'll see what's going to happen now, because that was the game that X Infinity had of their life, and they got them right back in and just well in control of this lead. The Laser players are going to have to go and make something happen. Anybody is too. I think some other players to look out for as well. Not only Campana can get some more kills and kind of capitalize on those good placements, but Big Win Quinn and Hobie as well. We also saw, Alchemist, Eco being there, getting some good finishes as well. Unfortunately for Eco, I think missing one of the games as well too. So we'll see, but all it does take is really one big game. If somebody else gets a 900-point game here, they're going to find themselves right in this thing, fighting for the win there.
The battle bus
once
is
we get
loading
into
up
this
in
final
10
round,
seconds.
so we'll see. I'm excited. We're just about 10 seconds or less away from getting into the action. I'm going to switch over to my game feed here. Yeah, I don't know where the chat is. It's getting kind of dead. But we're getting into the thick of things here, so we're going to probably have just being perfectly honest, right? A little bit of a slow start. We got 14 players queued up in here for this one. Maybe Gormy's just going to come out of nowhere with 2 900-point games and take the thing down. We'll see. Anything's possible. So now this is another thing to point out. 14 players in now. That's going to mean more opportunities for eliminations. So with these few extra players, that's going to mean more elimination points. And maybe there is the chance that this is going to work out well for somebody to go up and contend with X Infinity, or maybe this is just going to go all X Infinity's way, and X Infinity will get more kills and put this out of reach going into game 5, and then it becomes a battle for second. So we'll see. This could really go a series of different ways. I'm looking forward to it, but time will tell. The bus driver is being thanked. That is always a good thing. Dave said not, that he deserves it. Perhaps. Well, that's true. Yeah, you are getting driven to your death for all but one of you. But I do like that Dave is mixing it up with his drops, not going to the, well, actually, I take that back. He was going to the other direction in there to start. But still mixing it up. There's another player there with him. We'll have to see how this will influence where they're going to be dropping. They're going to drop on top of each other. This is going to be pretty interesting. Is Dave going to go down early? Oh, he gets the gun! Dave kills Alchemist in a closing, the basically 5 seconds. Dave getting the kill, Alchemist. Well, that I hate to be blunt, but that just takes away any chances of Alchemist winning this tournament. Dave just destroying the hopes and dreams of Mercyhurst University students. Alchemist Dave says he's sorry. But you know what? He's in it. He's in it for bragging rights. Dave puts on these tournaments for one reason only, and that is to farm college kids. No, I'm just kidding. But no. Oh, but guess what? Iron Man might be here to avenge Dave, who clearly forgot that he was still a thing. And honestly, I think most of us did, at least from this point of view. He was nearly just invisible the last time Dave populated here. Oh, the dying emoji. That's, yeah. Sorry, Alchemist. Yeah, but you know what? We are going to have one more game to sell the score right after this, so I'm very eager to see how that's going to shape out. But this is going to be the chance to... Dave here kind of nursing himself back up to health. This is going to be the moment where we're going to see something happen this game. Big win Quinn, no, going down there by Patch. That is a very big first kill there, at least for Laser Patch. Just unfortunate there for Big Win Quinn, though. Man. This is pretty tense. It's heating up. And Quinn is down. And Dave just kind of going to town there on Iron Man. He's knocked down. Iron Man just crawling to a stop. And that is going to do it there for Iron Man. 11 players left. So now we are going to be seeing some movement here. Dave here going into this vault. Going ahead, getting some pretty solid items. A legendary shotgun. And a burst assault rifle. It's kind of hype there for Dave. He's got some choices now. Dave is, I guess, contemplating if he should take the revolver or not. I don't know why I just turned this into a golf cast, but I kind of hyped for it. Oh man, only Mangu is going down there from Ecologic. X Infinity takes down Hobie. So X Infinity now on the board. We have Laser Patch with a kill there as well. We're going to see some more robots being taken down here from Dave. But what will happen here overall? There is that. Oh, there were two other players that went down. There was the helicopter there, but Dave opting to stay here at Stark. So what will happen here? That is going to be the question for Dave. Still kind of circulating around. The storm is going to be closing here in about 2 minutes. So now it's really a matter of positioning here for Dave. Dave just trying to get some XP. Oh, no worries, Dippy. Yeah, it's there is a little bit of a portion of luck in things, obviously. Stark robot from outside of the perimeter, causing a little bit of an issue there for Dave, but he gets around it. We're going to continue on. Dave here in this helicopter. There are some shots coming, but that could be from a bot. And there's a supply crate there. Chug Splash. He took a few things, but that was a player. I was just trying to get a handle personally on what direction they were coming from, and it looks like they were coming from the hill, or one of these hills. And so they're actually beneath the hill, kind of by this house area. Dave here debating on moving away. Actually going to use this ledge here for coverage. For cover, for that matter. Maybe try and flank this player or just try to get out of the way, but has to be careful not to meet up with any other players. Nine players left here. Game number 4. Another minute and a half to go until we get to this next zone. The authority is ahead there. Dave is going to be going the other way. Yeah, Dippy, you're not a bad gamer. I mean, everyone has their ups and downs. You can always practice, and that's the way to getting better is situational awareness and obviously just logging more hours on your game. But, you know, tournaments bring out a lot of competitive nature from some of these players, so you just got to keep that in mind. So, like, if you know the players personally, you might know their level of experience, but yeah, there's always a possibility that you're going to have a lot of really talented players that you're going up against that are just logging a lot more hours. But yep. It's the best way to learn because it kind of, that advice, it just sounds kind of very generic, but it transcends any game, really. So now, the storm is shrinking. 2 minutes here for this storm to shrink here on this zone. And Dave is just kind of chilling. He does have the elimination there in Alchemist. There are a few other players that are kind of in the middle of things here. But we'll see. We'll see what pans out. 9 players left. Do have a very slow progression here into the next sets of zones. That is one of Dave's minions. It's hijacked robots that's slowly made his way over. And Dave is just trying to farm some resources here in the woods. Kind of just doing some textbook stuff here at the moment. No reason to sugarcoat it. Oh, but a smart move there by Dave. He does find a player. They're going to be battling with some relatively heavy coverage in between them. So now the storm going to be coming in here. Dave is going to be on the outer edge of this zone. Keep in mind, there still is that player there on that other side of the woods. Dave is kind of relatively unprotected here at the moment as well. He's just kind of keeping an eye on things as this zone continues to collapse and shrink. A minute left to go here until the next storm moving in. Another player went down. Now we're down to 8. I'm going to try and I really regret this, but I'm kind of interested to see who went down. It looks like we know Hobie did in 10th. Dippy ended up going down there in 12th. We'll have to see. Looking at the scores. Oh man, Dave finds a player there. They don't see. They've just got to be very careful here. This is a very close quarter fight. Uh-oh. They're building up. Dave is going to be a little bit of a height disadvantage here. Dave is just extremely exposed. Has to make sure that this player just doesn't get the best of this situation now as they are building their way to defense. He's going to try and bounce up. He is losing health now at 68. This player now back to the bottom, but now building with metal. It's going to be a little bit harder there for Dave to break into. And Dave takes out Taco. Just like that, Dave taking out Taco. Xfinity is apparently fighting Wolverine at the moment. Dave here is in the storm, so he's going to have to figure this out, and he's going to have to move relatively quickly. Will he have enough? He's at 30 health. He does have a little bit of chug juice as well. Some of the potion, so if he needs to, he can recover a little bit. He is going to be able to outrun. Now, the question is, are there going to be any players in this general area? There is one right there. But for health reasons, Dave is just going to have to really figure this out. Back up to 70 health now. Popping these mini chugs. So he's at least at 120. That's manageable. Not ideal, obviously, this late, but wow, great job taking out Eco. Dave is on a tear right now. And he takes out Xfinity. As these players are all kind of consolidating here at the moment. Just trying to take each other out. And Dave kind of, oh man, he's got a spree of items here, but there probably are other players lurking. All of these players are basically stalking each other and are just kind of waiting until the final few zones to really engage. So Dave here has to just be aware that there might be a few other players around him. But apparently none of them had heals. So Dave up to 4 eliminations. And the real thing is, you know, kind of like if any of you have voted in the last election or series of elections, Dave's just kind of like that third party candidate that just siphons away points from the players that actually have a chance to win. But I'm all for it, actually. This is some very entertaining action. But Xfinity, though, going to get some low placement points. This is going to be big here for there's players that can capitalize. I think there might have been some movement behind. But I'm not gonna give specifics because I know Dave can hear me. But Dave, if I tell you, that means I'm backseat gaming. I have a feeling there's some players in the body of water potentially, but it's risky because that's the center of the zone at this point. 4 players left. But the thing is with Xfinity out, there is an opening here for some players, especially if they can get to 3, 4, 5 kills here on the game. But really, if the top player only gets, 200-300 points, this might be it. It still might be an Xfinity win. We'll have to see. Because Dave here with the 4 eliminations has really just taken away so many opportunities for some of the players to get some kills that they need to increase their score. But here's the kicker. If Dave can end up getting 6 or 7 kills, even 5 or 6, and getting a win, that'll put Dave in a pretty solid points position, even though it, from a macro level, doesn't really change the outcome of this tournament. But I'll be honest, Dave isn't doing anything super technical. He's just being very smart with this positioning. Now, this player here is in a little bit of World of Hurt. Same with Dave. They kind of came up on each other at a very awkward angle. There is another player up above trying to take advantage. Dave only at 18 here. He's going to have to pop some minis. Now Dave is at 68. That player there, oh man, 37 hit there for Dave. But there's at least one player, maybe 2, in this little area here. So Dave just going to try and retreat here a little bit. Because there are 2 players there. So now with 4 players left, we have the 2 players fighting up there in the corner. We are going to be kind of here with Dave probably going basically the borderline full distance here. This is going to be a land-based final zone. But I have a feeling things just are going to end very quickly. This is not going to be a very drawn-out Final Four. We know that we have Laser Patch. We have Dave. We might have Eco still in. But we do know that Dippy is out. X Infinity is out. Big Win Quinn is out. Don't know if Casey is out or not. We don't know if Gormy is out, but we do have a player right here in a little bit of a tough situation. Dave takes out Campana. So Campana is gone there. We had another player go out as well. So I'm not sure if Campana there got 3rd or 4th. But I think it's now going to be Patch and maybe Patch and Dave. Oh, Casey was out. I do recall you saying that, yeah. So now it's probably Patch and Dave, unless there was another player that took out Patch there in the last few eliminations. Try to see if I can maybe pick this out from the skin when Dave makes contact with this enemy player. But this player going to go down. Dave there shooting. Can Dave win this here? That is going to be, I think that might be Patch. No, it's not. It's not. It's going to be somebody different, I think. And Dave takes that player down and wins in a pretty dramatic gunfight. And we'll have to see who that was. Fortunately, we won't get to. But Dave, 6 eliminations and a win. I think actually may have just won this for... That was Gormy. So it was Gormy that was still there. So Dave might have actually just won this for X Infinity. He took 6 of the 13 eliminations and ended up getting the... Dave, you're farming points, man. What are you doing? Dave, by the way, Dave came into this game with 42 points, got 6th, 7th, and 8th with no eliminations. And then you guys just let Dave go off. Dave now is provisionally in 2nd place. Dave there with that score with 1st and 6th eliminations had a 700-point game. And that is a lot of points that were on the board that could have gone to some other players. Patch going to be getting 9th place with 1 elimination. I did not see that coming for Patch. We had Campana there with 3rd place, 2 eliminations, and a solid 100-point score. Taco there, 7th place, 0 eliminations. We had Quinn there, 13th place. Yeah, kind of went out early. Hobie there got 10th. Dippy there was 12th. Eco was 6th with 1 elimination. But yeah, it's just Dave kind of just took all the eliminations away. You got Bar Down Alchemist. Casey there kind of finishing there in the top 10 as well. Her score isn't reported yet. I know Dave is aware of that, but even X Infinity, excuse me, 5th place, 3 eliminations, an 80-point round. But I think that Dave just farming all those points, going from basically 2nd to last to 2nd in 1 round, might have just done that there. Now, the thing is if X Infinity gets taken out, probably outside of the top 10, and maybe Patch or Campana have the game of their life, even if Dave has the game of his life, they can win. There's a small path for Campana, but Campana needs to get more eliminations. Patch can do it if X Infinity gets out like 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, or 14th. And Dave has a decent chance if X Infinity gets taken out early. But the thing is if X Infinity does get any eliminations, that's really going to lock it up. I mean, I think that right now X Infinity has about an 80% chance to win this tournament, barring any crazy early elimination. So keep that in mind. I mean, this is pretty much locked up, but anything is possible. We're 220 seconds away from getting things going. For the record, it was a fluke. Just as long as I'm outlasting someone, I'm happy. What are the prizes? Let's go Xfinity. So, Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it the top 2 get the gift cards, Amazon gift cards? Top 3. Okay, so it's 150, 150. Yeah, so it's going to be 300 in gift cards, 150 for first, 100 for second, 50 for third. So there is a little bit of a battle going on, and keep in mind that Dave does not count. So even though he just kind of farmed up his score, Patch, Campana, Taco, even Big Wing Quinn. If Big Wing Quinn has a standout game, or Hobie, Dippy, they have a standout game with a few kills, can get a nice little top 5 spot there. They might have a shot at getting a second or third. But realistically, keep an eye out on Patch, Campana, and Taco. Even Big Wing Quinn. If Big Wing Quinn can get a nice little rebound going here, or even Hobie too, for that matter, Dippy as well, you might be able to slide in there. All depends on the number of kills that are being taken advantage of, because Dave does not count. So at the moment, it would be X Infinity, Patch, and Campana. But Taco is so close. And, you know, there's a few other players that are pretty close as well. So there definitely is a battle there for second and third, no doubt. There is a very small door that is open. But if X Infinity does get, you know, a few eliminations and in a top 10, I think that's going to lock it up. But we'll see. Because that's just going to mean that other players are going to have to really be fighting for these eliminations. And if there is the sense that it is going to be like a little bit spread out in terms of who's getting all these eliminations, that's going to also help X Infinity. What's up, Unimunchi? Thanks for popping in. We're going into our final game here of the night with Fortnite Mercyhurst University. At this point, well, actually, something else to keep in mind too. We do see X Infinity there at 1153. Going to need to take out It's Off the Wall from SUNY Morrisville for our league leaders in the bronze medal position there at 1410. It can be done. Let me just look up
Attention
quick math
gamers,
here.
the battle bus is loading up in 60 seconds.
1153, 257 points. So if X Infinity can play another solid game with a couple kills and maybe a top 4, top 5 finish, obviously like a top 3 finish and a few kills would just be all really X Infinity needs, then they're going to be a league leader. So Quinn, the scoring is, it'll probably be posted. I can hear Dave typing, but it's going to be 100 minus your, or excuse me, 100 divided by your placement times kills plus 1. So, you know, if you, for instance, you got, you know, first like Dave, right? He ends up getting 100 points. 100 divided by 1 is 100. And he also had 6 kills. So, or 7 kills, excuse me.
Gamers,
so that is going to be a 700 point game. No, excuse me, it's 6 kills. So 6 plus 1, that's going to be a 700 point game. Because that way, if you get 0 kills, you know, if anybody knows anything about math, whenever you multiply something by 0, it's actually undefined. So got to add the plus 1 in there. But yeah, that's the big thing. So Quinn, and for anybody else wondering, Quinn, you for sure have more of a chance to get into second or third. A very small chance if you just take out the entire group and end up getting a win. But there's a lot of players here still in the money, but definitely go after eliminations. Eliminations are going to be the key to taking down X Infinity, or the key to taking down, I believe it's going to be Patch or Campana there for second and third. There's a very, very close battle there for third. Quinn, Hobie, Dippy, probably the top 3 that could play spoiler there to Taco and taking down Campana or Patch for second and third. But there is a very, very small outside chance. I think realistically, It's going to be difficult for Quinn you to win or Hobie Dippy to win the entire thing outright, unless you have like a 9-10 kill game and you win the thing. But you're all in the money. You have the chance to be in the money. Excuse me. So we'll have to see what happens. It's all going to come down to, and I'm going to be focusing more because this has been my weakness here of this cast, is just focusing more on the kill feed and really kind of breaking down what will take shape here. 14 players, so there is going to be 13 eliminations up for grabs. I am an analytics major from college. Graduated back in 2014 from UNC Charlotte, and there's about an 80-85% chance that, and it's probably less, but just given that this is a mid-sized lobby, 80 to 85% chance that Xfinity has this locked up, but there is that opening. It's all going to come down to eliminations and just outlasting the other 13 players. Tell you what, I am getting hungry. So I have to figure out what to get for food. I have nothing in my apartment. So I literally just got off of a plane, but I am excited that I got to see this, because this type of Fortnite is something that I normally don't get to see too often, especially too with the ways that some of the other colleges played. I personally wasn't a fan of, but it's fine. I mean, the way that Mercyhurst is playing right now, it's very passive yet aggressive. And just like that, Taco takes down Bar Down. Fortunately for Bar Down, kind of hovering around the 10, 11, 12 position there all night, and unfortunately gets taken out first here relatively early. Probably ended up being a situation there where they just ended up in a position where they kind of just dropped too close together. But that's really, really good, though, for Taco. So keep an eye out. I'm going to also open up my notes on my computer here. Put this off in the corner as well. So you have Taco there with 1 kill. And there, oh, Dippy Gamer going down to Xfinity. That's going to be interesting, because now Xfinity has a kill on the board. So Xfinity here now has about a 90+ % chance of winning this tournament. Taco, though, on the board as well with the kill. But it's really going to come down to taking out Xfinity. We see Dave here, our defending winner from round number 4 here on Doom's Domain. Kind of just getting some things going here. Some entry-level guns. But yeah, in theory, you know, if you got 99 kills and a win, you're getting 10,000 points, but we don't have 99 players. So, you know, in theory, just doing some quick math here. Oh, Xfinity takes down Hobie. That might be it. That might be an Xfinity win, but that being the case, that still means that second and third are available. Now, if Xfinity goes out in probably the next 2 or 3 places, that could mean the door could be open. For at least for Dave or for Patch. But Xfinity is going to have to go down in the next, I think, 9, 10, or 11. But yeah, basically a perfect game with 14 players is 1,300 points. So you got to keep that in mind. Dave here just about to go and take this guy out here. Doom himself. He maybe made him angry. But he gets him. So yeah, that's just what's crazy about a 900-point game. You know, Xfinity had that issue in game 2. But recovered with a very solid game 3. Gormy taking down Taco. So that is unfortunate there for Taco, because Taco ended up getting the first kill of the game. And now Taco will not be able to see or reap the benefits of that reward. Xfinity, though, still alive with 2 kills. Gormy getting that 4th kill here of the round. So now it's really Gormy, taking a quick look here. I'm afraid to dip out on my monitor. But Gormy hasn't been reporting scores, but also I think is out of it just because they did miss a few games. So that also kind of makes some sense. Dave there taking that camera out. Checking this this vault as well. And go ahead, get some of that XP. Finds a legendary shotgun there. Alchemist takes down Eco. So Alchemist is on the board with the kill there. Now we're down to 9 players. But this is just helping Xfinity. Very evenly distributed number of kills so far. Xfinity is the kill leader. And being up by about 400 to 500 points on the group, on Dave for that matter, it's likely going to end in an Xfinity win unless Patch goes on a literal tear and takes down everybody. But there is a pretty strong battle there with Taco going down. This is really going to open up the door for Campana and Patch and Quinn to make something happen. Because Taco's down, Taco unfortunately will not be likely moving into 3rd or 4th. Davis getting hit there from some direction. Forced to build here, and that is another player. They're just rushing into him. Actually, those are henchmen, excuse me. I think there is another player there roughly in the general area. Dave now at 122, now building back up, got a little bit of health there. It's a very unique situation, though. Xfinity there has 2 kills. That's Xfinity there as well. Dave takes out Xfinity. So now it's going to come down to Xfinity is out there in 9th place. Will there be a player that can take 5 or 6 something kills? I don't even think that will even be enough. I don't think it will be enough. But Dave actually has opened a very small door for Patch or Campana. Or himself, honestly. But Dave doesn't count. So really, it's going to be Leisure, Patch, or Campana that are going to have to clean house here on the 7 other enemies that they have left remaining. Because that is the only way things will change. That's going to be, if you win with 7, let's just say 6 kills, it's going to be 700 points. It'll just barely be enough there for Patch, I think. So that's something to keep in mind. If there's a player that breaks up the kills, that Campana won't have a chance to win. But Patch has a very, very, 3 or 4% chance. Gormy, they're taking a kill. I forgot who that was off of. They can catch it in time. But I think Gormy displacing as well is going to win this for Xfinity. Unfortunately, though, for Xfinity and Dave just kind of robbed Xfinity of a top 3 placement here in the Collegiate League. But nonetheless, though, 99.9%. We got to wait till it's official, obviously, but you're going to be walking away with a prize of some sort, though, X Infinity. So I wouldn't be too upset. Dave is just, honestly, I've been watching hours of Dave, and this has been the biggest set of pop-offs I've seen from him over, 3 or 4 tournaments now. So I've definitely only casted maybe 4 or 5. So we'll see. Gormy doing an incredible job as well. Gormy now tied with Xfinity for 2 kills. 7 players left. But we're just going to need to see somebody clean house. Like, Patch is literally going to have to clean house, I think, with all 6 players and win to take this away from X Infinity. So if the next kill isn't from Patch, I think this is 100% an X Infinity win. Just got a very wholesome text from my mom, but I'm going to reply later. I think I'm like a few years. Well, I graduated college 6 years ago, so I'm probably like 7, 8 years older, maybe 9 than some of you in the chat. But there was this series that I read in like middle school and high school, a book series, and apparently a TV show was just made on Amazon Prime about it. Alex Rider novels by Anthony Horowitz, so check it out. But yeah, it's just blast from the past. Remember reading that with some of my friends. It's kind of crazy, like these generational shifts. We do have a little bit of an open zone here now, so we might see a little bit of a lull in the action, but fear not. That means that it's going to basically heat up as the zone condenses. And it is going to be, oh no, Mangu goes out on his own. So that is extremely unfortunate. So only Mangas is going to die in the storm. So nobody is going to be credited for that kill. So I think because of the powers that be, with Dave kind of popping off game 4, a little bit of a distribution there of kills, and even Dave taking down X Infinity. X Infinity ends up unofficially winning there. You see Patch taking out Campana. That's a great kill there from Patch. Campana going out early. So Campana did outbeat Taco. So now in that battle, Quinn takes out Patch. I was just going to say, Quinn's going to need to get some eliminations here to maybe take down Taco and Campana there for third. The battle right now is for third. Patch is out. Patch had 1 kill. I'm kind of just doing this roughly in my head, so keep in mind that the scores aren't official until the end of the match. But with Patch out, Quinn taking Patch out, likely that was a third-party situation, and it makes sense just given the way the kill feed came in. The real battle is for third. Maybe Quinn, if Quinn can get another couple kills and a solid finish here, Quinn, well, Quinn's at 190, I think, right? So Quinn's going to have to, yeah, Quinn with Patch. Well, Campana there is at 391. So Quinn is down 200 to Campana. Campana had no kills. Taco went out early. So Big Win Quinn could steal third. Very small chance Big Win Quinn could steal third here in this Final Four. We have Quinn, we have Gormy, we have Dave, and we have another player as well. Part of me, I don't know if I've seen... I don't know why Casey keeps ringing a bell, but I don't think I've seen Casey go off yet, unless Casey was one of the players that went off in one of the middle positions. But we do know out of the 4 players, 3 of them. That is going to be Dave, Quinn, and Gormy. Oh, and Casey. Okay, Casey, I was giving you credit. I know I was like mentioning your name a little bit earlier. Like, no, I'm eliminated. But I had a feling just because I've been watching the kill feed that you are still in. Well, I don't want to take you away from typing in the chat. Definitely go ahead and keep on doing what you're doing. So Casey, no kills yet, kind of playing the elusive game right now. Dave has his eyes on another player here. Looks like Dave's trying to third party this situation here. At the edge of the storm, Dave is going to have to outrun this. Kind of break up this little menage a trois that they got going on there on the top of that hill. So Dave is going to be on the move here relatively soon. The storm is coming up from behind him. 4 players left. And so now Dave kind of going down this hill. We do see, man, one player there. It's in a very solid position there on the top of that hill. Probably not for the closing zones, but at least for like the next, 2 at least. But yeah, the final zone will be in Stark. You got to also factor in, don't believe Iron Man was killed. So this is going to be something else. Big win Quinn taking down Gormy. Quinn there with another kill. Quinn is really trying to go for third place here. Get that $50. So can Quinn do it? Quinn also did miss a game or two. So if Quinn can kind of pull this off, this is going to be big. Wow, some decent shots there from Dave, getting a little bit of help there edged off of that player. Dave's still kind of in a very long distance position here. Some decent coverage, but oh man, another 25 taken off there from Dave. Good shot. That's been a kind of a common theme today. Don't get caught peeking. But Quinn with 2 kills. We're now down to 3. Oh, Dave with another 50, just chiseling away. I think somebody does have eyes on Dave, though, I feel. I think that there was another player from somewhere. Dave's saying that to me, too. So just FYI, people are wondering if I'm like, what I'm saying. Dave can talk into my ear, and he's kind of talking as things are going. We do know that there's this player here. Gormy went out by Quinn. So we have Quinn in here. We have Casey as well. It's Quinn, Casey, and Dave. He was still at 176. So we'll have to see who is up there at the top. I'm guessing that might be Casey or Quinn. Well, has to be Casey or Quinn. But yeah, Dave is saying it's Quinn. Casey being a little bit more elusive. Going for the placement. But can Quinn get I think if Quinn wins this, he will get third because he's going to get another kill. But man, we'll have to see. There's a 200-point difference. Campana and Taco going out early. That's really going to shape things up so dramatically here for third. X Infinity going to go ahead, probably take this one down. Patch going to go ahead and make up a little bit of ground. Actually, I'm afraid to check that right now because I feel like if I check it, something's going to happen. I really want to though, but let's round this game out first. We have 3 players left. I feel like Casey's just kind of lurking and is gonna try to come out and steal this from our 2 heavy hitters here. A little bit of fire here. Also got to factor in Iron Man. So we kind of have 3.5 people left. There might be Quinn there on the roof. Casey has to be roughly in the building as well. Oh no, Casey passed. Oh, Casey. Oh, I missed that. Here it is. Quinn. And Quinn there with 3 unanswered kills there with Dave in this final battle. Quinn there with the high ground, building there with the wood. Dave getting a few hits on him. Dave has gotten some hits on him before, but you got to keep in mind that Quinn probably has regenerated some of that health. So we're not clear as to what the situation's looking like there for Quinn, but Quinn in a very solid situation right now. Dave at 71. This is what it comes down to. Quinn said it all comes down to eliminations, and Quinn had an interesting start to this game, kind of being quiet, but really going on a tear here at the end. Will second, I think first definitely might be enough for third. But if Quinn does end up getting second, then that's going to be 50 less points on placement. And you got to factor in the kills and all those points lost as well. So a first for Quinn will go a long way. But Dave's already proven he's not taking Mercyhurst University that easily. Dave is going to have to figure out a way to rotate. Well, he's kind of in this zone right now, but how he's going to play off of what Quinn's going to do. And he does go down with a very big uphill shot there from Quinn. I believe Quinn got 4 eliminations potentially, 3 or 4. So Quinn, I think it said that Quinn got 3, but it was 3 or 4. And Quinn ends up taking the win there at the very end. So really well done there by Quinn. And man, so we see, I'm just taking a look. Xfinity going to be ending with 1186, only getting 33 points that final game. So that will be good enough for the win. It was a very scrappy win nonetheless. Probably could have gotten into the top 3 had that third game gone official. But Dave there right now, 742. We do see Leisure Patch there. Patch there getting 5th place with 1 elimination, only 40 points. Campana did end up passing Taco with 6th place and 0 eliminations. And then Taco there, yeah, with 11 plates and 1 elimination. Yeah, really losing out 18 points to, well, 16 points. The 1 kill that Taco had actually helped, but wasn't enough to pass Campana. Now, the real question is big win Quinn. He missed a game. 3rd with 3, 6th with 2, 13th place, had a rough recent game. But I believe I'm not sure what happened with Casey. So Quinn either had 3 or 4 eliminations there. But we'll have to see what's going to happen to Quinn's score there in that one. Casey, did you die to Quinn? Because I think if you died, yeah. So Quinn, I just saw 3 pop up, but so Quinn might have had 4 kills, which would mean that the 100 divided by 1 is, well, 100, obviously. Then you're multiplying that by 5 with 4 kills. So it's going to be a 400 or 500 point game there for Quinn, and that will do it. That will get him well ahead of. Well, actually, no, it won't get him well ahead. That will be 690. So in theory, that will be just up ahead of Patch there unofficially. Now, if Quinn got the 4 kills, yeah, that wouldn't be enough. We'll see. Yeah, so Quinn can confirm he did have 4 with the win. So that is going to be huge. I think that does put, we'll have to wait for the score to officially be entered in. That's going to allow Quinn to go ahead and get 3rd. Dave just went on a tear, but actually, keep this in mind. I'm also factoring, because I'm dumb and I don't have my caffeine in, that again, Dave does not count. So Xfinity there going to go ahead mathematically take the win with 1186. Dave does not count. So the battle was that 2nd and 3rd battle. I was saying 3rd in my head because Dave was just so honestly so relevant in the last 2 matches. But in theory, Patch and Campana, Taco, there was a kind of a 4-way battle there. But with Taco going down, Campana getting a little bit of a bump, but then Campana going down as well, that's going to allow, I think, not only Quinn to jump up into 2nd, but Patch is going to hang on there for 3rd. So it is pretty cool. We had 4 winners there in the top 4. So it's kind of cool. But we're waiting there. Quinn there with the. I think Quinn's score got misentered because it's showing up as 13th place with 4 eliminations. That's wrong, because there's no way in a 14-player lobby you can get 13th with 4. Dave, you might want to, if you can edit that. Big Win Quinn just showed up as 13th with 4 eliminations. Is just mathematically not even right, because if 14 players. No, he won. He beat you. Right. I'm just saying. Right. No, Casey got 3rd. It should be 1st instead of 13. He put in the wrong. Yeah. Because I'm just saying if there's. Yeah. 1 and 4. Because this is what I was saying. Just basic math, if anyone cares. If there's 14 players and you get 13th place, you couldn't have had 4 kills. Because, yeah, no worries. I'm like, when I'm on with my math, I'm on. When I'm not, I don't make any sense at all. So, first with 4. So we'll kind of see the magic happen here. And this will probably be the official score. And there it is. Boom. Quinn getting 2nd. Patch goes down there to 3rd. And so that is it. That is the Mercyhurst University Collegiate Sports League edition there of Fortnite. Xfinity going to go ahead and walk away with the $150. And then Dave with a just very solid consolation wildcard placement there of 842, getting in 2nd overall. But in 2nd for prizing, it's going to be Big Win Quinn there with 728, going on a tear with the last 4 kills of the game, I believe, and then winning that one outright. Did what he had to do. And he backed it up. He said in chat, I need to get the eliminations. Yep, that's how you're going to essentially win, and did that. And not only got into the money, but got 2nd place. So that was a $100 game there for Quinn. So really well done, especially too coming back from the missing the first game. So it just goes to show you, you have some solid games. And I know Quinn too didn't have, I think one of the games Quinn had was not too good. 13th there in actually games 3 and games 4, what it looked like. So yeah, just good there for Quinn, able to rebound and recover. And yeah, I mean, really well done overall to everybody. Patch also going to go ahead and get 3rd there, get on the board there with $50. So really well done to everyone. That was a very exciting just set of circumstances, a lot of close quarter action, a lot of third partying, and a lot of action happening at roughly the same amount of time. Players getting a little bit scrappy, especially too for kind of a mid-range size tournament there with 14 players on the side of the collegiate league. That is, that's very exciting to see. I don't know if we have really any announcements or anything that we need to go over, Dave, but yeah, I would just recommend joining our Discord for any MK League or any Fortnite League notices. You can see the Discord link there for Nightbot, just ! Discord. There's going to be some new things coming in the works momentarily. And if you do kind of look at Twitch on our right-hand side there by our About section, you can see all of our website information, Twitter, Facebook. One of the cool things is that the top 3, so it's going to be Patch, Quinn, and Xfinity. You will be on the website at some point relatively soon in the near future. So, check that out. Your results and stuff are going to be there under the college or collegiate league section. It is going to be the college league section. You click on home, you scroll down to Fortnite past Mario Kart, and it's going to be right there. So that's really cool as well. But yeah, just a very exciting tournament. Want to thank everybody for playing. Thank you to Mercyhurst University for putting this one on. I'm very excited because it's the weekend. I hope you're all having a lot of fun, and you continue to have a fun weekend. But that will do it for us here, assuming that we don't have any other announcements. But definitely check out the Discord. Highly recommend it. And definitely in the near future, we're talking like maybe 24, 48 hours, maybe at the beginning of this upcoming week, you'll see the top 3 results posted on our website as well. But thank you everyone for playing. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this tournament genuinely, and you know, I hope to see all of you soon in a Mercyhurst tournament, in a NEA tournament. But that will do it for us here. My name's Chris Cunningham, here for the Collegiate Fortnite League here with the National Esports Association, specifically this edition here with Mercyhurst University out of Erie, Pennsylvania. We're going to sign off for now. Have a great weekend, and we'll catch you on the bus pretty soon.